What's going on, guys? It is your boy Joel TFD here. Welcome back yet again with a brand new video for you guys today. Today I am finally doing my 2025 movie ranking video. Very excited to talk about this with you guys. Honestly, I may have a couple of hot takes that you guys might be like, what the fuck? At the same time, it might be understandable for you guys. Some of you guys probably, I don't really know. But we're here finally doing it. Very excited. But before we get straight into it, just want to say, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It will really mean a lot if you guys can help me reach that goal. And yeah, let's head straight into this 2025 movie ranking video. So in total of movies that I watched 27, but one of them was actually like a documentary movie, honestly. So that's an honorable mention, which is going to be the Secret Mall Apartment movie. I actually really did like that movie a lot, honestly, and I thought it was really amazing, especially since it is actually based on where I live in Providence. It was actually pretty cool and crazy, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, just kind of watching that movie and being like, yo, like, I can't believe this is how it looked like before, you know, because around that time was when I was born. So yeah, but of course we have 26 other movies that we have to rank. But before we head straight into that, coming to the math, obviously there's 26 movies. What I did was I kind of made 24 to 26 the 1 out of 10, the 21 to 23 the 2 out of 10, you know, and like as far we go up, it'll be like 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 every 3 movies, you know, besides the first two. The first two, basically number 2 would get the 9 out of 10 and number 1 would get the 10 out of 10. All right, so let's do this. Placing number 26 of this list, my least favorite movie of the year, honestly, is, can't believe I'm saying this, Captain America: Brave New World. Alright, the trailer showed too much, obviously, and just, yeah, the movie at the end of the day was really mid. Honestly, it's not like genuinely like bad, but compared to the other movies that I watched this year, I do think it is the worst one in my personal opinion. Placing in number 25, honestly, and the reason why I'm placing this movie at 25 is because I know a lot of people, I would say like more like older people than me, enjoy this movie and watch the original movie. But for me personally, coming into this movie and not knowing a damn thing, honestly, there was a couple of funny moments, honestly, but like it just felt so like too like, what the heck is going on, you know, is the Naked Gun. Alright, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I thought it was you know, but like again, there's a couple of funny moments here and there, you know, but it was just more like, I don't even know what the heck was going on. And now for the number 24th spot, which is going to be surprising, honestly, because when I did the review, I actually really did like this movie, but over time, I realized why people hated it, and it made me hate it. The Lilo and Stitch live action movie. Not that I necessarily hated it, honestly, because I still thought it was pretty good, you know, like Stitch live action, you know, he looks good, alright, he looks great, you know, but like, just like the plot wise and everything is so different from like the original, and it's just like, yeah, I didn't really like it, you know, and the whole thing with Nani too and everything, she's fine as well, but still, it was something that I was kind of like, bro, like they could have really like get more time for it, you know. The 23rd spot that I'm putting this movie, it's kind of funny because I did watch this movie like 4 times already, honestly, but like it was more like for shits and giggles in some type of way, and also because I brought my little sister to watch it too. I am putting a Minecraft movie, honestly. So the thing with me with the Minecraft movie and where I put it so low is generally because that movie, personally for me, as a Minecraft fan, disappointed me because like I just kind of didn't like how like they were crafting like shit that doesn't make sense to the game, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know, I think I was just going at it as a like hardcore Minecraft fan, honestly, and like it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, honestly. But I will say the fan service of the movie and everything, I think that was the best part in my personal opinion about the whole movie. I preferred the other movies over this one. Now, in the 22nd spot, I'm gonna put I Know What You Did Last Summer. This movie, honestly, for me, was pretty alright. It wasn't the best, honestly, but like, I kind of went to this movie not knowing anything about it in some type of way. I only saw the trailer, so I don't inclined. So then I was like, you know what, I'll watch it, right? And like, I just thought the movie was alright. I didn't think it was that too crazy, honestly. Number 21st spot I got is Novocaine, actually. I actually really did like Novocaine. Novocaine was probably one of the first movies that I watched in the year, honestly. But I will be completely honest with you guys, it is kind of forgettable because there was times when I would forget that I actually watched that movie last year, honestly, and like I actually really did like that movie a lot. I just like the idea of like Jack Quaid could not feel a thing, honestly. He could not feel pain whatsoever, and he would just do these crazy ass stunts, honestly, and I just really liked the movie because of that, and also because of the twist, honestly. So yeah, number 20th spot I am putting Running Man. Running Man was a decent movie, honestly, but I just felt like there was a lot going on in some type of way too, but it still kind of had good type of pacing, honestly. All right, number 19 I have is Weapons. So Weapons for me personally was like really the first horror movie that I've really gotten into, and I actually really did like Weapons a lot. I really did, honestly, but I have to agree, it is not better than the other movies that I've watched in the year, honestly, but I thought it was actually pretty alright, honestly, for me personally. I know for horror fans it felt underwhelming in some type of way, but for me, like being a newbie and everything to horror and stuff, I thought it was a pretty decent film. Number 18 I have is Mission Impossible 8 Final Reckoning. This is another movie that I'd be forgetting that came out last year, honestly. I would be completely honest with you guys, but I actually did not mind this movie, honestly. I would say though, it does feel a little bit jam-packed a couple of times, just because obviously it's the final Mission Impossible movie, so they're trying to like wrap everything up and everything, and it sometimes feels a little clusterfucked in some type of way, you know, but I feel like they still kind of pulled it off, but I felt like it definitely could have been a little bit more smoother. Alright, number 17 spot I have is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I actually really do like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, honestly. It wasn't that bad of a movie, but like as a moviegoer, you know, it's bad, alright, but as a fan to the game and everything, I was alright, and that's why I kind of had to like go late with this movie and put it like right there and kind of in the middle, because I generally thought that like after watching like the Easter eggs and everything, I was kind of like, oh, you know what, okay, this movie ain't that bad, alright. It definitely has like a split between like genuine moviegoers and also just people that are fans to the game. I would say the same thing about the Minecraft movie in some type of way. Alright, number 16 is Regretting You. Mason Thames freaking stole the movie for me personally. I think he's like the best part of the movie, but Kenneth Grace also is a good actor, and also the other actors in general, you know. But what left me with a sour taste in my mouth, honestly, when it comes to that movie, was the fact about the baby at the end. Like, it really like pissed me off, I will admit, especially since there's no like sequel to the book, you know, so I was kind of like, damn, like, are we not going to address this? I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. And now in the number 15 spot I got is Wicked for Good. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I did like this movie a lot, but I think the first one is just far better for me personally. I like that they had like the ties in with the Wizard of Oz and everything in this film, but I just thought the first one again was just way better in my personal opinion. I thought the pacing of it was better than this one. Number 14 spot is Nobody 2. Bro, Nobody 2 is actually generally pretty good. I actually really did like that film a lot. I would say though, like the first one is a little tiny bit better, but this one actually like puts the nail like in the coffin, honestly. Like it just feels refreshing in some type of way, you know, but like I feel like there was a little bit of less stunts than the first one, if that makes sense, you know. But it was still phenomenal, bro. The movie was still phenomenal. I still was in shock with all the stunts, you know, and everything. But it generally felt very like less stunnier-ish, if that's even a word. Alright, number 13 spot is Freakier Friday. I actually really did like Freakier Friday a lot, honestly. I love Lindsay Lohan and also Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as to reprise their roles and everything, and then we got the kids, you know. I thought it was actually kind of a nice little like plot, you know, like having the kids kind of like reverse with the adults, you know, just to know like their lifestyles and everything, and it was just kind of crazy to see all that honestly happen, and just, I don't know, it gave me nostalgia for the first one, obviously, but like it really does feel refreshing in some type of way too, and that's why I really did like the movie a lot. And number 12 spot I got is The Housemaid. The Housemaid is probably one of my favorite movies when it comes to plot twists, honestly, because the plot twist at the end was genuinely freaking crazy. I loved it. I haven't read the book, honestly, so like going into that movie, honestly, I was like, you know what? I was beyond shocked. Like literally that movie shocked the hell out of me, alright? And that's why I put it in number 12, because I just thought the plot twist at the end was freaking phenomenal, bro. The way that they played it out and everything, and just the actors in general, they did such a phenomenal job, honestly, with their acting in that movie. And now, in number 11 spot I got is Roofman. Roofman was honestly very good. Actually, really did like that movie a lot. Channing Tatum did his... He's the GOAT in the film, honestly. Kristen Dunst, I think that's her name. Oh my gosh. She was a Spider-Man. I think that's her name. I apologize for butchering her name or something like that, but like she did a phenomenal job too, honestly. Just seeing them, honestly, their chemistry was just crazy. I loved it, honestly, and like I just loved the movie. It's based on a real life story, you know, and everything, and like it really just, it hits you, you know, in some type of way. Like the emotions are there and everything, and like I actually really did like that movie a lot. Now we're in the top 10 films of 2025 for me personally, and yeah, I'm ready. Now, number 10 I got is Jurassic World Rebirth. Bro, that movie was freaking phenomenal, alright? I love the movie. It feels like an old, like some of the older Jurassic Parks movies, you know, in some type of way, Jurassic Worlds, but like I don't know, it just felt refreshing, you know, and like I definitely hope we get to see another Jurassic World movie soon. And now in number 9 spot, now this is where the hot take is gonna begin, alright? I got Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, I will admit to you guys, alright, this is a good movie. It is a really great movie, but it ain't crazy, alright? For me personally, it ain't crazy, alright? I think it's because Fantastic Four came out at a time when Marvel was really getting back into their steps. Ironically. Because obviously Thunderbolts came out also last year. Well, Fantastic Four First Steps was kind of one of those movies for me personally where like, okay, we're like getting all the better stuff from Marvel out right now, and like for me personally, it was kind of like a slower paced type of film, but I loved it, alright? I thought the movie was great. I just didn't think it was crazy enough, alright? That's just my personal opinion. And now in the number 8 spot I got is Sinners, alright? Now, I have a hot take with Sinners, alright? Because, yes, it is a phenomenal movie. It is a great movie, alright? The reason why I put it number 8 is because Haley Steinfeld 8. No? Okay. Anywho, nah, that is not the reason. But I genuinely thought Sinners was actually a really, really great film, alright? But when it comes to the Oscars, alright? The Oscars. Yeah, I know, okay? I did not think it needed that many nominations, alright? Okay, that's just my personal opinion. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it. Ryan Coogler definitely deserves it. I would give him that, honestly. I would give them that. Ryan Coogler definitely deserves it. But like the fact that they have so many nominations, I just think the movie wasn't that freaking like crazy, you know? So like that is definitely a hot take, but it's still a movie that I generally really did like a lot, but it was just like, it wasn't that crazy to be nominated that much, you know? I don't know, that's just my personal opinion, honestly. It is a great film. Again, Ryan Coogler definitely deserves that Oscar because he did a great job in that movie. You cannot is like non-negotiable that he did a phenomenal job with the movie, honestly. He really did. Every actor, they did their thing too. I loved it. I loved the acting and everything, but like I just didn't think that movie needed that many nominations in my personal opinion. Now in number 7 I have his How to Train Your Dragon live action. My god, that movie to the T is the GOAT, alright? I'm just saying right now, that movie, like, is the best live action movie that you could ever, like, ask for, honestly. Like, they did the animated movie, like, perfect, you know? This is what Lilo and Stitch needed to learn from, alright? They did it to the T, and I loved it, alright? I freaking loved it. Now, number 6 spot I got is Thunderbolts, alright? Thunderbolts is number 6 for me, alright? And the reason why I'm putting the reason why I'm putting Thunderbolts in number 6 is because Thunderbolts was the first movie in 2025 that inspired me to really get back into creating my own stories, honestly. I will admit, I had a little bit of a creative block in some type of way when it came to writing my stories, but then when Thunderbolts came out, I was like, bro, like, I kind of want to get back into my writing stuff, honestly. And that's why I put Thunderbolts in a higher place, because I feel like once a movie really inspires you to do something, you know, it should be higher in your ranking. At least in my personal opinion, just because it really hits you in a different part of your mind, if that makes sense, you know, not as only a moviegoer, but as you creatively, if that makes sense. Now we're in the top 5 films of 2025, right? Now I will admit to you guys, 5 and 4, the battle of the years, literally, bro, because the whole year I've been deciding which one's better, Superman or Ballerina, alright? Because I love those movies equally. I'll be completely honest with you guys, alright? But after rewatching Ballerina, because I finally did it, in number 5th spot, alright, I got is Superman, alright? I love Superman. Superman was such a phenomenal film. I really did like it, alright? Which obviously that means Ballerina is in number 4, alright? And I'm gonna put these two movies right here really quickly. The reason why I put Superman at number 5 and Ballerina at number 4 is because the pacing, alright? Pacing for Superman is a little slower than Ballerina, but they're both amazing. The pacing for the movies are both amazing. Obviously, Superman had to like put extra dialogue into the pacing, if that makes sense, because it was like the first actual movie for the DCU, for the new universe that James Gunn has created. So obviously they have to add a little bit more extra like dialogue to really form that universe, you know. But with Ballerina, you know, the pacing was quicker in some type of way, and they were using that dialogue in some type of way, but it still made sense, you know. Both of them made sense, but I'm gonna be completely honest, it's more about the pacing for me when it comes to both movies. So that's why for Superman, the pacing is a little tiny bit slower, but it I still love it because we needed that extra dialogue for the DCU, if that makes sense, you know. But for Ballerina, for me personally, I love the pacing and the dialogue that they did there because it felt like they hit the right steps, you know, in some type of way. But Superman, they hit the right steps too. But I'll be completely honest with you guys, I think since Ballerina is more of a, this is gonna sound like very like TikTok brain of me, but the pacing was just way faster for me personally for Ballerina than for Superman. And that's why Superman was number 5 for me, and then Ballerina was number 4 for me. Whew, that means we're in the top 3, alright? Top 3 films of the year. Number 3 is Avatar Fire and Ash, alright? Bro, this movie, man. This was another movie that hit my inspiration, my creative block, okay? I, like, after watching that movie, I was like, yo, nah, I need to write more of my stories, you know? And, like, I just, yeah, I think that's another thing, too, like, going back to what I was talking about in Thunderbolts, you know, I just thought that movie was amazing, honestly. It really leaves off in a way where, like, we could see what could kind of happen for the 4th one, you know? But, like, still, man, that movie was freaking amazing. And that movie, for the pacing, honestly, even though it's long as hell, but, like, the pacing was actually really, really, really great. I only have one con about that movie, which was the son, honestly. Like, they had too much time with him, honestly, and like I kind of wanted to get that over with in some type of way, but I see why they put it, you know. So that's like my one con of that movie, but overall I thought that movie was great. Now in the number 2 spot, because this movie was freaking phenomenal, Black Phone 2. I'm telling you right now, Mason Thames is going to be one of the biggest actors, honestly, in the future. He's like starting right now. He's like really starting, and I just thought that movie with him was just amazing, yo. Like, that whole freaking movie was amazing, man. Like, it still blows my mind till this day, like, of how great that movie is. It really just, like, I don't know, man. It hit, bro. That movie hit so much, and I really, really did like it, honestly. Now, for the number 1 spot, and I know this movie was pretty recent, honestly, but I had to put it in the number 1 spot, is Marty Supreme, alright? I love Marty Supreme, man. That movie was so good. I loved all the notes that they hit, honestly. I just loved it. I'll be completely honest with you guys, like, it hit my creativeness a little bit too, but it hit more of the editing, alright? The editing of that movie was perfect, alright? I loved it, alright? The editing was so nice. I love the editing, bro. That editing was, like, it was clean, man. I just loved it, man. I really did. And, like, I am a sucker for editing, honestly. That's why when it comes to my videos and everything, I edit all of my videos. Literally edit all of them. My shorts, even just everything, alright? For me personally, since I'm such a lover for editing, you know, this movie kind of takes the cake for me, honestly, when it comes to the editing aspect and hitting my creative stuff, honestly. And just, like, it really did, like, put something, you know? Like, I was just really, like, astonished with the film, honestly. And not only that, but, like, Timothée Chalamet's acting, bro, like, just that whole thing with that whole movie, man, like, was just amazing. It left me, like, kind of like, oh, shoot, this is actually a really, really decent movie, you know? And, like, I actually really, really did like it a lot. And that's why it's in my number 1 spot for me personally, because of the editing thing and just, like, just the whole movie in general was actually, like, it did not skip a beat. I stayed up, literally, bro, on the edge of my seat and everything. But yeah, that is my ranking of my 2025 movie ranking video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, definitely hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Out of all the movies that you watched last year, let me know your rankings in the comment section down below. And also, if you guys disagree with one of my rankings, also definitely comment that down below too. I would like to start a conversation with you guys to see where you guys come from when it comes to these movies that I've mentioned. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace out, guys. When guys to enjoy every day, make every day, and I'll stay. Everyone stay positive and be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.